Now, to lay the scene a little bit of just in fact where we are here, and why the tours start here at the very heart of the city of Amsterdam. We're on the Dam Square, as it's known today. Now, as we look around the area here, it doesn't actually seem like much of a maritime city from this vantage point here, but that's actually a very new aspect. Even this very street that comes along here, known as Damrak, was only filled in the 1930s, so up to the 30s, say, there would have been ships docked at the quayside just 100 feet over this way here. Now this very site itself, and where the tram tracks go, is the original heart of the dam. And so it is, literally speaking, was built as a dam over the river Amstel, which now flows underground through this whole area into the bay, which is known as the Eye, and we'll talk a little bit about that later, off behind us in the central train station. And so this dam was built, in fact, we don't actually have the exact date. It was probably, historians think, around 1260 was when this dam was built by sort of local farmers, fishermen of this area. So if the city of Amsterdam here, and that's indeed where it gets its name from, is originally known as Amsterdam, it takes its name now as Amsterdam. Founded in around 1260, that's an exceptionally new city for a European capital. You can easily just think back to cities, Paris, London, go back to Roman times. Obviously Rome itself, Athens, goes back thousands of years. So in the sort of pantheon of European capitals, Amsterdam is arguably one of the younger cities. Didn't stop it, although, from becoming one of the wealthiest cities in all of Europe in its golden age, and we'll talk quite a bit about that as we're going along as well. So imagine the community here of Amsterdam in around the 1260s onwards into the 1300s. What you basically would have had is a very tight-knit, small, as I said, farming and fishing community, basically going either side of what was then the River Amstel. And so the dam here, this was the one sort of crossing point from one side to the other of the dam. And in behind these two, you had two streets, nowadays streets, and originally were dykes. So you had on my left here, we've got what was known as the Nieuwen Dike, and now on my right here, it's called the Bornmoorstraat, which is today in the heart, basically, of the red light district, sort of party central. Well, it was the oldest city, or sorry, the oldest street in the city. Now behind these original streets that would have lined the riverside, and again, you would have had ships pulling up to the quaysides, people unloading, whether it be the fish or other trade goods, right up to the buildings. They had, in fact, had warehouses in the upper stories of these original timber buildings. We're talking again 1200s, 1300s. In behind those two original streets, flanking either side of the river, was another system of dikes. And so that's one of the incredible aspects that almost goes unseen, unthought of by a modern visitor here to the Netherlands, is just how incredibly engineered the entire country is, and none more so than Amsterdam itself. If it wasn't for this series of dikes and drainage systems that have been built up over the hundreds and hundreds of years, right where we're standing now wouldn't necessarily be below sea level. We're about 7 feet above sea level standing right here, but nonetheless we would be washed up basically with sort of brackish, salty lagoon water lapping at our feet here. That's the way this entire magical square would have looked like had it not been for man-made engineering. And so what the Dutch did in their early years here, and again, this would have been sort of swampy, marshy fields in those days, cut through these very slow-moving rivers, is they built up these series of dikes, so basically just earthen ridges, and then in the fields beyond that were then drained, they cut these channels about every 100 yards or so to drain away the water. And so if you've had a chance to wander around the city center here at all yet, you notice actually that a lot of the little alleyways coming off of these north-south flanking streets are at really sharp, acute angles. And those are actually the original drainage channels that have been filled in to now make medieval rainways down through the centuries. So with these channels cut, this then resulted in what were known as polders, or fields created outside the medieval city walls. And as Amsterdam grew down the centuries, that's now what has filled in a lot of the modern city, with these man-made created land.